Ju Young Jack, Hwang Young Min, is a successful lawyer who works long hours. While he is working, his wife Yoon Ho Jeng, Moon So Ri, who gave up her dancing career in order to be a good lawyer's wife, raises their young adopted son, Kim Young Chan, and works as a dance instructor in the local gym. Ju Young Jack's father, Ju Chang Jian, Kim In Mun, an alcoholic with a terminal liver failure, has not slept with his wife Hong Byung Han, Yun Yu Young, in 15 years. She is having an affair with another man. And when Chang Jian finally dies, she tells young Jack and Ho Jeng about her relationship with the other man, an old friend from her grade school, and says that she even plans to marry him. Her daughter-in-law Ho Jeng supports her. Ho Jeng herself cannot achieve an orgasm from young Jack, but for reasons that are not made clear in the English subtitles. He is not satisfied by her either and is having an affair with Kim Yun, a younger woman who is an artist and a former model. Back Jeng Rim. He receives from Yun the satisfaction he lacks at home. When Ho Jeng catches her teenage neighbor Shin Ji-woon, Bong Tae-gyu, peeping on her undressing in her apartment, she is, at first, angered, but she then decides to fulfill his peeping wish and allows him to see her doing nude gymnastics through the window. He then follows her on his bike and even barges into her dance class. She eventually follows him to the cinema where they talk. As they watch a movie, she teases him by acting oblivious to him groping her breasts. Meanwhile, young Jack runs a drunk motorcyclist off the road while receiving a blowjob from his young mistress. Young Jack takes the man to a hospital but drops off his girlfriend on the way. His primary concern is that the presence of his girlfriend not become public knowledge. Due to the other driver's reputation as a quarrelsome eccentric alcoholic, the authorities assume that the other driver is entirely responsible for the crash. Young Jack promises the man, Sung Ji-ru, a postman who needs to be able to drive to keep his job, that if the postman does not mention that there was a woman in the car, he will use his legal connections to make sure that the man does not suffer any consequences for having been driving while drunk. One evening, after Ho Jeng finally learns about her husband's affair, she tells Ji-woon to follow her without giving any details except suggestively saying, "I hope you'll be okay." She takes him to the abandoned dance hall. Without exchanging a word, she just allows him to mount her. But he soon stops and rolls aside, apparently the victim of premature ejaculation. Not giving up, she fillets him. She then mounts him herself while at the same time giving him a hand job, moving in spasms and moaning loudly as she finally gains her long-sought orgasm. Ji-woon's father soon finds out about their affair and exposes it to young Jack, unaware that young Jack apparently does not care what his wife does. However, young Jack fails to keep his promise to the postman. The postman kidnaps young Jack's adopted son and throws him off a building to his death. The postman then commits suicide. Young Jack and Ho Jeng are devastated by their son's death. Ho Jeng blames young Jack for starting the chain of circumstances that ended with the murder-suicide. The story ends on an enigmatic note. Ho Jeng discovers that she is pregnant and knows that young Jack cannot be the father. He offers to accept the child as his own, but she informs him that he is out of the picture. It is unclear from the final scene if young Jack is hurt or relieved by her announcement. The story also addresses the legacy of the Korean War and its impact on many families. Young Jack's father and grandfather escaped from the communist North, apparently during the war. Young Jack's grandmother and his father's sisters remained in the North and perished. Young Jack's father is last seen in the final stages of dementia singing a communist anthem honoring North Korean leader Kim Il-sung. Young Jack goes out into the country to inform his grandfather of the death and discovers that his grandfather has been dead for 6 months, and that his grandfather's young female companion had not notified the other members of the family. There is also a subplot about the excavation of a mass grave containing the remains of Korean civilians who were killed, apparently by the Communists, during the Korean War.